Hi, I'm Henry, aka Henners. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, classical musician, and massive Eurovision fan, and I've been reacting to the Eurovision 2026 entries, doing a bit of musical analysis and predicting how it could do in the contest. Today it's time for France, and this was a bit unexpected. Usually I kind of schedule when I'm going to do my reactions, but they kind of dropped this bombshell. As I'm speaking, it only came out half an hour ago. This is the earliest I've been to a Eurovision reaction this year, so that's exciting. France, I feel like it's well known in the community that they are headed for a win, that they're really pushing the broadcaster to get that first win. They keep First win? I don't know where that came from. I forget that. I know they've won before. They keep accidentally winning Junior Eurovision, and they were like, oh, no, not again. No, I can't be hosting. Because wasn't there some kind of scandal with them hosting Junior Eurovision? I never quite understood what happened there. If you know, let me know in the comments. So I'm really excited to see this today because I feel like it's going to be something good because I know they've been kind of going in the right direction. Just a few things they kind of missed the mark on slightly, which we'll talk about a bit later. Very early in the season, before any of the entries were out and we knew anything about what any of the countries and broadcasters were doing this year, my prediction was that France was going to win this year. So I'm kind of hoping, for selfish reasons, that France send something really good and win, so I can boast that I predicted that before the song was out. A few rumoured artists throughout the season. I know Lynn was rumoured for quite a long time. In the last few days, Monroe, who it is, was rumoured. I don't know how this stuff gets leaked. If you understand that, please let me know, because I feel like for every country, everyone seems to know before it's announced who the artist is. I don't know how that happens, but anyway. I did a bit of research into her before she was actually officially released. I think I read somewhere that she's 17. I may have got that wrong. I'm sure by the time this video's out, I'll know everything about her, but I think she's 17, and when I looked, she seemed to be classically trained in opera, which is really exciting. So France, obviously, taking note of last year's winner, thinking, okay, JJ is a trained opera singer, he won, so let's do the same thing. I don't know if she's exclusively operatic in her vocal technique. Maybe she'll do something like JJ did, mix more contemporary and classical techniques. So interesting to see what she does. I'm very excited to see this. As it is the official music video, I'm expecting to get quite a few copyright claims, so I'll have to make edits and cuts, but the extended reaction, as always, will be available over on my Patreon, along with all the other ones I've done, if you're interested in that. Obviously, like I said, it only came out half an hour ago. I've heard no snippets apart from the kind of teasers that they released before, and everyone was saying it sounded like Berghain by Rosalia, which I can kind of hear. So if it's anything like Berghain, then I'm all in, because I love Lux so much. Let's listen to Monroe with Regarde. I can't remember what that means. Look? Something like that, maybe? It's been a while since I've done any French. I feel like that's a child and not her.
Are you stupid or something?
Is that going to be her childhood self? I know she has that kind of look. Oh, I can already hear the opera. The vowel shape and the vibrato. Oh. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, here's the Berghain-esque strings. Okay, before we go in, I want to listen to those strings again. C minor. So the strings are just outlining that C major chord. Oh no, this is contemporary singing. Ooh, quite dark. Very breathy and airy. Going up into that very beautiful head voice. I can tell she's got very healthy technique. Okay, so no opera yet, so going between C minor, F minor. There's 8 notes in a scale, so the C minor, our key, is number 1. Then we go to the 4, then we go up to 5, which always feels a bit like you're about to lead into something big to go back into the C minor, so quite classic chord progression there. Lovely vibrato on that voice. Very good control. Oh, more belted sound. Here's the opera. So we've obviously got these backing vocals and the strings. Very cinematic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're in that 6/8 time signature. Some nice choreography. Okay, less vocal chord connection here, less of a powerful sound going into that more operatic head voice. I'm just in trance. I'm going to look at the lyrics after I've watched this performance. I'm just kind of thinking mainly musically for now, so stick around for that. Back into this chorusy section. Quite passionate vocal there. She's got this kind of schoolgirl look going on. Ooh, that's cool. Love those strings, gorgeous. It's cute, intriguing, but also quite, well, very dark. Wow, that vibrato. How high is she gonna go? I think. So, up C6 onto the, down to the B. Good control of that belted sound. I'm sure it's probably less natural for her to be belting. Shh. Theo Evan. That was a really cool, that final vocal flourish. Kind of mimicked the string sound, so it's a really cool sort of dynamic and relationship between her vocals and the strings there. I really like that. And this song was interesting in the fact it was so cinematic, a bit like Lux by Rosalia. I can see where that comparison's coming from, in the sense that obviously there's no real electronic sounds, so it's kind of harder to follow like a contemporary pop song structure, even though I feel like there was one. Felt a lot more like a kind of aria, operatic story thing going on, which I feel like is kind of the vibe and inspiration. So lyrics. What were we singing about here, France? Oh no. Am I so early? There's no English translation. I kind of don't want to use Google Translate because I don't trust that. I might pause and come back to it when there's English lyrics, which I feel like won't take too long. It's been a while actually, and I have checked and there's still not English lyrics up yet, which is fine. I'm probably gonna have to translate them. I don't know how accurate this will be, but I'm sure by the time this video is out, I will have probably seen like proper lyrics and will understand the song a lot better. Okay, so let's try and do this. I tried to see if anyone had put the English translation in the YouTube comments of the video. Somebody mentioned that this reminded them of the song about a mermaid from Luxembourg, can't remember the name, from their national final this year, and I kind of agree with that. I see that. The other thing that's like a petty pet peeve of mine that's just silly of me is when a lot of people have a bit of a misconception that Nemo sang opera. They for sure, with the composition of the song, referenced opera, and their melodic motif was like a reference and inspired by the magic flute, but the actual technique they used wasn't a classical operatic technique. It was just like a contemporary falsetto with some like contemporary tremolo vibrato. But anyway, random ramble over. It's been a bit of a chaotic video. Okay, when everything lights up throughout Paris, and that's one thing about France, they always send something very French. Let the streets be emptied, I'm staying here, I looked for your love, in all the suburbs, I sing every day. So, looking for a love that maybe she's not yet found, or a past love, not too sure yet. Look at me, look at you, that's love, it's lightning. Look at me, look at you, that's love. You will never be lost, come on, I can take you where it is strong, strong to love each other. Come on, you're not crazy. In my chest you rhythm my pulse.
What would you do if when you're okay, so he said yes would go? I don't know what you mean there, babes.
Okay, I feel like that is not the correct translation. In my chest you rhythm my pulse. Okay, so she's found a love. So it's maybe the very beginning of a spark here. Not too sure yet. Come on, in the pouring rain, I will tell people that he is present. I would tell the world in every song, I looked for your love in all the suburbs. And there's a lot of whispering, wasn't there? So I don't quite know how that fits in. Slightly confused at the moment. I'm sure this translation isn't helping. And it's the same thing as before. He's everywhere. So maybe she's fallen in love, and because she's in love, she feels like this person that she loves is everywhere. Kind of thing, maybe? Anyway, you'll have to let me know in the comments, because obviously I can get a translation. I'm sure there's a much better meaning than that. Okay, how do I feel like this could do in the contest? Straight off the bat, I think this will do very well. So I'm more talking about how do I feel like its chances of winning or like being in the top 3, top 5 are, I think. Compared to their streak previously, you can see that they're kind of, based on the success of Voila, they're kind of trying the same sort of French ballad-esque thing, but slightly different each time. Obviously, all the artists and songs are very unique in their own right, but just like from a bird's eye view, think about how the broadcasters were playing this. I think this fits in very well with that kind of theme and streak we've got going on. This song is definitely a potential jury winner with the operatic vocals, the composition, the complex dramatic cinematic stuff going on there. I do wonder who their creative director is this year, because I think staging is going to impact the result of this quite drastically, potentially. I feel like Luann's downfall slightly last year was that the staging was maybe just a slightly too performative, and it just kind of lost its spark and novelty a bit, whereas Slaman, obviously, talking about the art, not the artist, had a more simplistic staging, but had like one clear idea and theme, so I think that's probably better. If you're going maximalist, then it has to be for a good reason and for a way that fits the song, whereas I don't think for Maman that really was the right path to go down, that more showy kind of thing. I really want something else like Felaine from France, or anyone that is literally, I don't know, possibly my favourite song from that year. I know it flopped, but I love music like that so much. I listen to that song literally weekly, maybe daily, honestly. I love Felaine. But anyway, how do I think this could do? Televote. The reason I mentioned staging is I think if there's not really a whole lot going on staging wise, and not in a way that's minimalistic and cool and artsy, then I feel like the song in itself isn't something that casual viewers will enjoy that much, because it's not overly digestible. It might then be just a bit too much of a hard, complex thing for someone who's just sitting down watching the contest to just have a good night to get through. But if there's more staging elements, then it's like an actual like wow factor, then I think it has a better chance with the televote. I think it will do well in the televote either way. Just thinking in terms of its chances of winning, I think this definitely has jury winner potential, and I'm thinking now this is maybe more jury winner possibly than Finland is. Yeah, I would say so, but televote I don't think it will do as well as Finland, so I'm not thinking that this could win the contest as of now, mainly based on the song possibly being slightly hard, maybe being a bit much and a bit less radio friendly for like a televote audience, unless the staging is like really wow. But I think definitely top 5 for this is doable. So I think actually this could come in as a bit of a hot new bombshell that's entered the villa. Antigone knows all about that. If this wins the jury and then Finland wins, then I think possibly Finland could be a bit of a compromise winner, like we had with 2019 with Duncan Lawrence, who didn't win the jury or televote maybe. If I was a juror, this is how I'd be thinking. For composition and originality, I'd give this a 7. The chords were quite simple, but I love the way the strings layered. I love that. Like I said earlier, the way it kind of broke up the chords, that cool perpetual motion was really cool. I loved that we had the kick that felt a bit more contemporary. The different sections melodically, there was good variation. And then lyrically, obviously I'm slightly confused. It doesn't seem like it's anything crazy and groundbreaking and overly impactful and hard-hitting, but that was like my laptop's translations. I probably can't quite judge lyrics fairly. Vocal capacity of artists, I have to say a 10. I think as a classically trained singer, she's worked through every element of vocal training. She had that belt sound. She didn't belt too high, and it will be interesting to hear how that belt sounds live and not say tuned and compressed in like a studio recording, because I think it sometimes can be the case that actually opera singers who don't really belt can sometimes struggle when it comes to that, and she was already going into quite a full chesty belsy area, quite low actually, only around like a G, which probably doesn't mean that much to a lot of people, and that's fine, but that's a good few notes before maybe usually you'd start full-on belting, but I don't know, that might be a stylistic choice from her. But I think that's me trying to think of things to get her to improve on, but she doesn't need to because she's amazing. That's why I've given her a 10. Performance on stage, obviously I can only guess. I'm just imagining big grand things. I've gone with an 8, but that's kind of a guess. If it is sort of artistic, maybe John's Tears vibes, but more energetic with some dancers, almost looking like a kind of Valentino avant-garde show. Like, was it FKA Twigs that did a performance at Valentino? I can't remember where she did it, and that was, I don't know, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking. Maybe I'll put a picture or snippet somewhere of what I mean. An overall impression, an 8. I really enjoyed the song, thought it was really dramatic and engaging, and she's an incredible vocalist. Brings us to a total of 33. There's a fair few entries I think that I've ranked higher than this. So I think it's interesting that actually maybe, obviously, performance on stage and lyrically I wasn't too sure. So maybe this isn't quite a fair ranking, but it's maybe a bit interesting that there are a few entries above this, so maybe it wouldn't win the jury. I don't know. I feel like jurors don't actually break down this criteria as specifically as I do. I think they go more based off of just their overall impression. Those were my first thoughts on Monroe's song for France Eurovision 2026 entry. What did you think? Please let me know in the comments if you've got any more information about Monroe. I'm really invested and interested in her as an artist. She seems incredible. Please give me more lyrical stuff as well, because obviously I don't really know what was going on. If you did make it this far into the video, thank you very much, and please consider subscribing so you see more of my content. It really helps keep this channel going. And if this was your first time watching and you enjoyed this reaction, then all the reactions to the other Eurovision entries I've done are already on my channel for you to go and binge if you like. If you want to support me further, you can do so on Buy Me a Coffee, and you can follow my socials, Henry Laux Music, and you can stream my music too. I have a new song called Chamomile coming out on March the 12th, so you can either pre-save it or maybe it's out now, so go and stream it. Either way, if you're interested in that, all the links in my bio everywhere. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Goodbye.